The Task Manager is used to control things like what programs are running, services that are running, processes that are running, and things like that. The favorite way that most people have to get to the Task Manager is Control-Alt-Delete and then to choose Task Manager. Here are the tabs that we have here, and you should get to know these pretty well. The first is the Processes tab that tells us what processes are running on the system. In fact, let's take as an example, I'm going to take Windows Explorer and actually let's stop that task like that. And you can't see this, but my taskbar disappeared down here. As a matter of fact, let's see if I can go to my desktop and you'll see, oh, there's nothing there. That's because Explorer has been stopped, and those are all rendered by Explorer. So let's start that back up. I'm going to just say, is there a new task option? Oh, options, file, run new task, and I will type Explorer and click OK, and now everything came back up again. Pretty cool, huh? Performance tab tells us how the CPU, the memory, the disks, and the network are all running, and when we have spikes, when it's not running so high. App history tells us about different applications and how much of these resources each one has been taking up since this date comparatively. The startup tab is where I can ask which things I want to start up and which things I don't want to start up. I've disabled a lot of these in order to get my startup time faster and things that I don't use that often, and I don't want them to run until I ask for them to run. Under the Users tab, I can go to various users on my machine and see how much each individual user is using of my resources. Very handy if you think you have a person in the family or the workplace that's using a lot of resources. You can see that here. So I can see that for myself, this Word document has been taking up quite a bit recently. The Details tab is a lot like the Processes tab over here, except it gives us a lot more detail about the processes. So in this case, I can see that for these processes, I can see what the process ID number is, and whether it's running or not running, who's running it, and what CPU it's using, what memory it's using. Finally, the Services tab allows me to see what services are running and what services are stopped. If I right-click on one, I can start it and stop it or restart it from here. Now, this is not the best place to handle services. I would rather go to the Services app and do it from here because I have a lot more things that I can do with this from this thing. But it does give me some basic overview of those services, and it does allow me to restart them if I need to restart them. So that's it for the Task Manager. By the way, the first time you open up Task Manager, you'll quite often see it only like this, and you'll wonder what's going on. You have to click this More Details button down here in order to expand that into its full-blown form here.